righty. I think we're live here. Um, yeah. Happy Wednesday. Happy hump day. All that good stuff. It's going to be a good day. I remembered to set the trash out by the curb last night. So, means it's going to be a good Wednesday. Uh, they've already come, bothered my dogs. So, all is good. All is good. How's everybody doing this morning? Looks like we got a little crowd gathered over there in the YouTubes anyway. Let's go take a look, see who's over there. We got Javi. Looks like he got over there first at 8:04. He's a little bit early. Dean, good morning, sir. Larry Galt, how you doing, Larry? Paul Stewart, Troy Pritchard. Looks like the usual suspects over there. Steve says 40 degrees in Mustang, Oklahoma. LB Sharp, good morning, sir. Hitch Hamilton, Kevin Ells, Dave Clemens, Matt Awesome Wood Things Haas. He says, I'm back from the dentist, clean teeth. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Let's see here. He says, got up at 7, left the TV on Dave's coffee shop whilst relaxing on the recliner. Okay, cool. Ryan Ballard's awake this morning. Steve in Toronto, how you doing, sir? Clyde Labani. There's Janet. Janet's always holding up the fort over there on Facebook. Appreciate you, Janet. Hope you're having a good Wednesday. Barry Curtis also in the house. George Rothfuss. Jerry Brand. I keep wanting Dave to be oversleep. Well, that's probably not going to happen because I got a couple of dogs, as you can hear. And I have no idea what they're barking. Oh, somebody pulled in the cul-de-sac. My gosh. Mark Lindsay's up early this morning. How you doing, Mark? 23 in Ann Arbor, says Dave Clemens. All righty. So we got a good Sherman Moore stopping by over there on Facebook. How you doing, Sherman? No, Sherman. Well, never really met him, I guess, but he's been a contact for a long time. He's got one of the old, I think he's still got it. Sherman, let us know if you still got it. He's got one of the old metal sidewinders. There's a few of them still kicking around. I think he might still have it. Mike Reynolds is in the house this morning. How you doing, Mike? Dave Clemens says, morning, Janet. Yeah. Anybody out there an Elvis Presley fan? I'm sure there's probably some of you out there. Let's see here. We got somebody new here, I think. KBF, welcome to the coffee sessions. How you doing? Let's see. Matt says, I've decided on a color scheme for my Gatton. Red. Okay, red is good. Sherman says, great. Good. The boys are saving my life. Yeah, they think they are anyway. They think they are. Okay, Ryan's doing some sign language, I guess. Oh, Sherman said he sold it. Okay. All right. Yeah, Mark says typical 37 degrees rainy day in Southern Oregon again. Yeah, Mark, there was somebody on here yesterday. I don't remember who it was. Armando somebody. And he said he was in Medford, Oregon. Isn't that your neck of the woods? I think it is. Yeah, today is Elsa's birthday. Would have been 85 years old today. Or is 85 years old today, depending on whether or not you think he's really gone. Uh, he has been cited in some Burger Kings, I think, over the years. But yeah, Elvis's birthday today. Ron Coffey's in the house. Good morning. Sherman Moore said he's ready for a new one. Well, I know a guy. Hobby says there's a coin laundry in Lady Lake that's completely Elvis based and Elvis decorated. Interesting. Yep, would have been 85 today. Or, like I said, might be 85, depending on what your beliefs are. Yeah, he lives on in song anyway. I never was a big Elvis Presley fan. He was a little bit before my time, um, and I just never was a really huge fan of his until after the fact. Um, and it's interesting because if you know any facts about Elvis, he did his very last concert in Market Square Arena, which is in Indianapolis, and yours truly was there at the very last concert he did. I remember a good friend of mine who occasionally might pop in here on the coffee sessions. I don't think he's here today, but I do see him on Facebook every once in a while. He says, "Hey, let's go see Elvis. I got a couple of tickets." And I'm like, "Elvis? I don't know." And anyway, make a long story short, he talked me into going, and I had a fantastic time. It's even though, like I said, it was his very last concert, he was, um, I don't know what the right word to use is, inebriated or under the influence of something, or but towards the end there, he got pretty chunky, and well, let's quit being nice. He was fat. Um, and he had a lot of problems remembering songs because of the drugs and all that stuff, but regardless of all that, he put on a fantastic show. And I'll never forget, it was kind of funny because you'd see him out there, here he is, he's wearing that little white sparkly outfit that he always wore, and he'd have the scarves around his neck and he'd fling them out to the women in the front row and stuff like that. But I'll never forget, you'd see this little guy, and you had to look close, but this little guy would be kind of off to the side of the stage. And he had a microphone, and when they were singing and trying to hit them hard notes, he was, if you looked, he was the one doing the singing, and Elvis was just kind of going through the motions. So the other dude must have sounded enough like Elvis that it would fool everybody. But yeah, if you look close, he was over there in the wings in the dark. There wasn't any spotlight on him. He'd be singing his heart out. But nonetheless, it was a good concert. I enjoyed it. And then that happened to be June 26, 1977, for those of you that are keeping track. And he died like less than 2 months after that. And like I said, I wasn't really that big of a fan, although after the concert, I really had a good time, and I thought, well, maybe he's all right. And then when he passed and all, I'm like, wow, that's I'd never seen him all these years, and then I happened to go to the very last concert. So, but you can't go downtown Indianapolis and see where his last concert was, because Market Square Arena has been gone for years. they imploded that sucker several years ago, 2000, I want to say 2001 or something like that. So it's been gone a while. Anyhow, let me catch up on the comments here. Sherman says, got to go to work. I'll chat later. Okay, good to see you on here, Sherman. Matt says, I saw a 400-pound Elvis impersonator perform at Vegas Casino. Stage name Big Elvis. Yeah. Are you sure it was an impersonator? Could have been the real one. So many theories about that. Let's see. Keith Stanford says, a little warmer day at 28. David Coker says, morning, Dave. Afternoon here in the UK. Well, welcome to the coffee sessions, David. Glad you tuned in. It says, I like the Elvis movies. Yeah, they were pretty good. And whenever they do, of course, since it's his birthday, no doubt some channel will be doing like a Elvis marathon. So you'd probably be able to see every movie ever made that he was in. Ron Coffey says he was my mother's favorite singer. The dude could sing back before he got all jacked up on drugs and all that stuff. The dude could sing for sure. Let's see here. My granddaughter picked Fools Rush In for her voice fall recital. Very well done. Yeah, that's a good song. Good song. Todd 8 CNC says Portland, Maine Civic Center was his next stop. I had friends who had tickets. Yeah. Yeah. And of course, he passed, like I said, that was June 26, 77 when I saw him at Market Square, and he passed away on August 16th, 77. So less than 2 months later. And he was gone. So, let's see here. George says he's been to Graceland. Nice place. I've never been there. I've heard it's pretty gaudy, though, which, kind of was his style. Um, Janet says, I bet Hitch liked Anne Margaret. Yeah. Well, didn't we all? Shoot, yeah. All right. All right. Let's see. Well, let's see. That's probably the big news of the day, or at least the big, somewhat good news of the day, because everything else isn't that great. We got rain moving in. It's going to be it's beautiful outside today, sunny blue skies. And it's going to be good till about sometime Friday. Then we got some rain moving in from the west, and could be storms, but they don't know. They're thinking it'll be calmed down a little bit by the time it gets here. But Louisiana and Mississippi and Alabama may get it a little worse than we do. So they're telling us to get ready for that. I'm like, what are we going to do to get ready? Bring it on. A lot of other stuff going on too. We got all this stuff going on in Iran, and there was a plane crash. They said it's unrelated to all the other mess that's going on over there, but there was a plane crash that I guess crashed shortly after takeoff and killed 176 people. All killed everybody on board. So there's that. And then they also had an earthquake, about what was it, 6.5 or something like that. But it was, and this is what's weird, the earthquake was near a nuclear plant. So that's great news, isn't it? And then I also read, as I was reading that article, I read that Iran is actually on some fault lines, I guess. I did not know that. But it says that they have an earthquake of some kind pretty much every day. So there's an interesting tidbit for you. I didn't know that. Somebody had some snow last night. Let's see. Ice snow mix last night. Brought my wife to the U of M for procedure this morning. A lot of people in the ditches. I think you're in Michigan, right, Dave? I can't remember. I think so. Janet says they're telling us 2 to 4 inches of rain Thursday through Saturday, followed by snow. Oh, well, that'll be fun. Just be careful because, it sounds like what we get here. It starts out as rain and it gradually freezes, and then we get just a little dusting of snow, and everybody thinks, we can go drive in that. You don't realize there's ice underneath. So, let's see here. Keith says, how many were 4-wheel drive? He must be talking to the other day. My bad. Ray Whitaker's in the house doing some paperwork at the desk. Got me on. Thank you, Ray. Thanks for stopping by here. Always good to see a friendly face here in the chat. Somebody I actually know. Because a lot of these folks, we all say, oh yeah, I know him, and now we don't really know each other. Y'all certainly know more about me than I know about you. I just know a name, maybe where you live and what the temperature is today, and that's about it. But let's see. A lot of private conversations going on over there, looks like. Earl says he got a little snow this morning. 26 degrees. Man, that's cold. That is cold. Dean says, push the thumbs up button for old Gatton. Yeah, not just the guys, the gals can too. We're an equal opportunity thumbs up button pusher. George says he loves Michigan weather. If you do not like it, just wait a minute. It will change. Yeah, it's funny. Every state says that. I remember growing up in Indiana, that's what they always said about the Hoosier weather. And then all the states say that because it's pretty much true. Except for maybe Florida and California, places like that. It's pretty nice most of the time. But Jeff Morgan's in the house. How you doing, Jeff? Good to see you on here. Ryan says he pushed the button on both Tube and the book. Man, you're like twice as awesome as I thought you were, Ryan. That's cool. Yeah, so that's pretty much all I got this Wednesday morning. I'm going to try to do some more. I'm going to try to make a trip to the recycling place that we have here in town. I hope they take what I've got. I've looked it up, and I think they will. But I'm gonna load it up and take it over there and find out. Oh, I do have one other thing to talk about too. And I just got an email, and it looks shady. That's what made me think of this. Yeah, right. These people that try to send these things, they are so stupid. Got a thing that says mail update, and it's from AT&T, or supposed to be from AT&T. It says, dear user, your incoming messages were placed on pending due to our recent upgrade. Verify your account immediately to get your mail updated. And it's got a little thing with an underline that says click here. Yeah, let me do that. You stupid. You can't. You didn't even put the AT&T logo on there. I mean, come on. If you're going to try to fake an email, at least try to make it look right. It says, thank you, AT&T mail service. That's somebody pretty weak. Your phishing skills are really weak there, bud. But anyway, that made me think of something else I was going to talk about, because I saw on my local news this morning they were interviewing a guy who's, I guess, some kind of cyber expert or whatever. And they said that we should all be kind of diligent in watching our our computer stuff. Really, there's not a whole lot to do, but keep everything updated, keep your virus protection updated, uh, stuff like that. But he said that a lot of these little countries, um, there's a lot of little countries out there that don't like us, and they don't have much of a military, they don't have much of an air force or any of that stuff. But the way to get us is with a cyber attack. So that's what some of the folks are saying now, that they're more worried about, instead of all this little conflict that's going on over there. Um, Mark says, "I bet it's a Gmail address too." Where'd my mouse go? Okay, there it is. Yeah. Well, it's actually. This is what's so stupid, because it shows up. It says AT&T, and it says Jamal. Or no, it's JAMAKKKAOI at MODKDJDJDJDD.company.com. Yeah, that sounds like an official email from AT&T, doesn't it? I mean, come on. I know I'm old and slow, but you got to do a lot better than that, fool old Dave. I'm telling you. But anyway, yeah. So and then so then after they tell us that they're worried about cyber threats because they could do a lot more damage to us that way without spending a lot of money, and it makes perfect sense, really, when you think about it. But then they go on to tell you that other than keeping your updates and your virus protection update and all that, there's really not much you can do unless you just unplug everything, stay off the internet. I guess you could do that. But yeah, Janet says, "Hurry up and send them money." Yeah, I bet if I was to click on that, they said verify your account, they'd want to know all kinds of stuff. I mean, come on, dude, Jamal or whatever your name is. I mean, at least put the freaking logo on there. That's a dead giveaway right there. Crazy folks. Yeah, he must be a beginner fisher. John Dave says, "Good morning. How you doing, John?" Clyde says, "I got a phone call once telling me my computer was causing a problem on the network. I asked the guy what my IP address was. Yeah, right, Mark. So you can do better than that, Fisher, man. Yeah. It's amazing. I pretty much have a policy, and I've talked about this before on here. I just don't really do anything. I posted something a while back, and I got one yesterday. People send me a Facebook message, and it's got something, and they want you to either pass it on or they want you to click on it to go donate to help someone. And I'm like, people, quit sending me that crap, because I don't even look at it. If you did have something legit, for example, I'm going to use Janet here as an example. I know Janet. We went to school together and stuff like that, so I know her. But if she just out of the blue sent me a Facebook message and said, "Here, you need to click on this, pass this on," or blah, 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 I wouldn't do it, because, I would expect Janet to contact me some other way and say, "Hey, I got this thing and I'd like for you to help," or blah, blah, blah. I'm going to send you that. Then I would say, "Well, okay, yeah, send it to me. Let me see if I can help out." But just people that just send stuff, there's so much junk out there that I don't trust any of it. And I will not pass it on. I will not donate. Same way with emails. You just click, delete, you're done. Well, I'll probably first add him to my block sender list or whatever. But yeah, that's funny that came up just when I was going to talk about cyber threats. ah, Janet says I wouldn't send it. Yeah, I know you wouldn't, Janet. But I'm just saying I was using you as an example that in the same way, if I was going to send you something, I would contact you first some other way and say, hey, just to give you a heads up, I'm going to be sending you this. It's legit. If you want to do it, fine. If you don't, fine. Blah, blah, blah. But people just, and I really think a lot of it is it's not that they're sending it, it's that somebody's done hacked them and they're sending it. I don't know. Either way, I'm not looking at it, so it doesn't matter. Yeah, Mark says, I try to talk to folks before I send a link to anything. Yeah, and you should. And that's what gets people. See, it got me one time because I was sent a link, but I was expecting messages. It was when I was running one of these challenges, and I was expecting links to videos. So when the thing sent me, and it got me that one time, and I'm like, okay, never again. Never again. Chain letters die with me. Amen. That's right. They're going to die with me too. Chain letters or any of that. Save the kitten or any of that kind of stuff. It's really getting to the point where it's pretty bad. You can't trust anything these days. Here's a question here, sir. What's the correct wood to start off producing cutting boards, soup bowls, etc.? There's all kinds of different woods. I'm not a cutting board soup bowl kind of guy, but I would guess probably maple, cherry, walnut, pretty much any kind of hardwood. I see a lot of bamboo cutting boards. Mark says he's a huge fan of maple. Yeah, I think maple's probably my favorite wood of anything. And I like oak because oak is pretty, but man, it's not good to cut. It's usually there's a lot more. I mean, it's okay, but there's a lot more work to it, a lot more sanding and stuff because it's usually stringy and stuff like that. So cherry's good. I love cherry. Walnut. Yeah, we said bamboo. Jerry knows about bamboo. Him and the chips are they got a lock on bamboo stuff, I think. But yeah, who was that? Percy. If you're in the, let's see, we're Temple area. Is that where Temple, Texas? Isn't that where you're at, Jerry? Go look up Michael Chipser or Jerry Brown or Jeremiah Brown, depending on which social media you're looking at, and they might sell you some bamboo. All right, been on here just about 30 minutes. I think I've sufficiently warned you all about the possible cyber threats. Of course, the bad thing is that's pretty much all the time. I mean, I don't know about you guys, but I don't go to a gas station very often because I simply don't go anywhere. So when I fill up my truck, it's got a huge tank. It lasts for 6 months or whatever. But that once or twice a year that I pull into the gas station to fill up my truck, I just about break that credit card thing because I'm always grabbing it and trying to pull on it to see, because usually they have them on there. They just slip them on there real easy and they pull off if it's got one of those skimmers on there. So, Yeah, I almost break it when I'm trying to fill up with gas, checking in, and you just got to be careful. A lot of my stuff, I didn't mention this the other day when we were talking about this passwords. We talked about passwords a lot. Um, but on a lot of my stuff now, I have and it's a pain. It's a pain, but it's safer. I have the what do they call it? The two methods of authorization or something. I forget. There's a acronym for it, I think. But I either have them where they have to send me an email, and then I copy the whatever little code they do, or um, I have them send it to my text, and I mix it up. I never do it the same way twice. Um, let's see here. Mark says we don't have to pump our self-service gas stations, or we don't have self-service gas stations. We have attendants pump our gas. Well, aren't you fancy? So I guess it's the attendant that'll steal your credit card number. I don't know. Yeah, two-step verification. Thank you, Hitch. I was trying to think of it, but I use that. I use that on all the accounts that matter. Some of the stuff, it's like if somebody got a password and it's something that doesn't make nothing, I don't worry about it too much. But yeah, all the ones that involve money. um, yeah. All right, skimmers. Now here's a guy that knows because he does this stuff. Well, I mean, he doesn't skim, but tell us exactly what you do, Jerry. I know you do, and you repair gas pumps and stuff like that. You do all kinds of stuff for gas stations, right? Skimmers are mostly internal. The external ones are very rare. Well, how do they get into them then? The ones I always see them warning us about on the news here are always the ones that were. It's got like a little tiny PCB board and then it's got a plastic cover like they 3D printed or something, and it just slides over the existing one. And most people don't pay attention; they just grab the card and slide it in there, you know. But I always grab that thing and pull on it first to see if it's going to come off. Gas pump tech, okay, yeah, I knew you were knew all about that stuff. Uh, Mark says, "Yep, the attendant steals our number and stuff for a skimmer." Yeah, it's amazing. Remember the old days when credit cards were a fairly new thing, and you had to, there wasn't any of this electronic stuff where you stick the card in and all that. You had to hand it to the person. They would put it on that little thing and do a carbon copy and all that stuff. And then we come up with all this other stuff that's supposed to be better. Now cards got a chip in them and stuff like that, and it's no better. They just the more technology advances, the more the bad guys up their game. So another thing I was going to tell you too, if you want to see this, my last thing is I'm over here a little bit. I'm going to get out of here and get to work. But I watched a good documentary. I told you I love documentaries. If you have Amazon Prime and you have, a Fire Stick or whatever, and you have, or just on your smart TV or whatever, and you have Amazon, what is it called? Prime Video, I think. There's a good documentary called Shadow Government. And it'll make you think. I didn't get to watch all of it because I turned it on as I went to bed, and then after about an hour, I rolled over and went to sleep. But it's all about how our privacy and our civil liberties are slowly just being taken from us, and we are our own worst enemy because stuff like Facebook, which I'm on right now, YouTube, all this stuff, uh, we willingly, we're addicted to these stupid things. So we get on there and we share all kinds of information. And then when you sign up for like Facebook or any of the social media things, they have a user's agreement or whatever that's like a mile long. And, nobody reads those things. They just scroll to the end and click, yep, I accept. Boom. So anyway, that I'm going to get out of here because I'm over my time here. But go check that out. Shadow Government is the name of the documentary, and it'll make you think. Bad thing is that you think, yeah, they're right, but it's never going to get better because Shadow Government is the name of the documentary. So check that out if you want, or not. Either way, it's Mark Sky says, amazing what private info folks will make public on social media. One more thing, I'm going to say this because he just made me think of it. But you know how on Facebook, especially, they always have these little games, and you always see somebody go, yeah, play this game, pass it on, and it's like, well, where did you live? When they ask you all kinds of stuff that's really nobody's business. But they say, yeah, they make it into a game, and people are so stupid they'll sit there, fill all that out, and all that data, even though you may think it's nothing, it's all being saved somewhere. Like I love the one where you try to see how many points you get for if you got a tattoo, if you smoke dope, or skinny dipped, or all this stupid stuff. And I'm like, yeah, some of it may be innocent, but they're slowly getting you to freely give information that's really nobody's business. So that's it. I got to get out of here. Appreciate y'all, man. We've had over 40 folks watching this silly thing. The show just kind of seems to be picking up traction as far as the viewers. We get some new viewers every day, and I appreciate you. It's always fun talking about stuff. I hope you guys enjoy it. But anyhow, I'm going to get out of here. Everybody have a awesome hump day. And we will see y'all tomorrow. Y'all come back. We'll meet up right here, 9 o'clock, and we'll see you then. Have a good Wednesday.